Hello everyone, I hope that you are all doing well. I'm just going to be talking about a few important things for this week. The oral presentation peer feedback was due on Sunday, so I did complete the grading for that. Make sure to check over your grade and look at the comments and email me if you have any questions. I am still grading the first oral presentations as well as the partner dialogues. Those will be completed this week, so be on the lookout for those grades as well. We do have VHL activities that are going to be due this week, so make sure that you guys are keeping up to date with those. Not this weekend, but I believe the following weekend, we will have our first rough draft for our first composition. This is going to be part of Module 3, so we are moving into Module 3 going into next month. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. I have already published it for you guys. And then here on the rough draft, it does give you this information. So it begins on February 28th, which is next Wednesday at 6 a.m. and ends up March 4th, which I believe is Sunday. So you have from Wednesday to Sunday to complete the composition, the rough draft, until midnight. Okay, so let me go ahead and go in here so that we can see what the instructions are. Okay, so we're under Module 3, Compositions, and it tells us here. Students will complete 2 writing samples in Spanish. You will turn in a rough draft and final draft, the final draft must be a Word file, typed double-spaced using Times New Roman 12-point font. Okay, the length of the composition should be 300 words. The topic that we have for the first composition is as follows. Write about a person who impacted your life. Use the preterite and imperfect tenses to describe the person and what he or she did to impact you. So the first thing we need to do is the rough draft. Your rough draft does need to be the appropriate length, okay, 300 words. So you can't turn into me something that's 50 words to get feedback. Then you'd have to write 250 more words that you wouldn't be getting any type of feedback on, okay? You will complete your rough draft through the D2L quizzes section. Assignments can be completed from Wednesday 6 a.m. to Sunday 11:59 p.m. Students will have an hour and a half to complete the rough draft and textbooks may be used. The use of websites and notes is not permitted. Your instructor will provide feedback for your composition that should include precise examples of your work's most relevant issues. The rough draft will be worth 50% of your composition grade. So basically, don't use Google Translate for the compositions. That's like a big no-no. In fact, using online translators is considered plagiarism. So make sure that you guys are avoiding that at all costs. Okay. You do have the use of your textbook, and that can help you guys with any issues that you're having. Remember that this is a rough draft and you are going to be getting feedback on it. I do not expect it to be perfect, but you still have to put in an effort for it, okay? So don't worry about turning in something that is completely free of errors. Just write it, and then that way I'll be able to give you guys your feedback, and then you can turn in your updated draft, in the final, as the final draft, which I believe is like 2 weeks later. So you'll have some time to work on it, okay? Don't stress out. Please don't turn into me something that was written through Google Translate, and don't feel like it has to be 100% perfect, because that's why I give you feedback on it, to help you improve your writing. So this should be an accurate representation of what your writing looks like without the help of anything else, okay? So just keep those things in mind. So let's go ahead and go to VHL and see what our activities are for this week. They are going to be due on the 25th. We have 15 activities. Cortometraje Tres Deseos is one of the partner chats, and Cortometraje Diálogo is the other partner chat. So let's go ahead and look at those to see what we have for the week. Okay, now we're going to be in lección 2 todavía. Me traje. Oh, estamos en lección 3. Yeah, I guess we have already gone on to lesson 3. So 225, tres deseos. This is one of the partner dialogues for this week. Okay. En parejas hablen de las cosas que deseaban hace 10 años y de las cosas que desean ahora. Por turnos, háganse estas preguntas. And then here are the questions, okay? In partners, talk about things that you wanted 10 years ago and things that you want now. So you're going to be using here the past tense, the imperfect, as well as the present tense. And here's the questions that they have. So tres deseos, that's one of them. The other partner dialogue is diálogo. This one says, en parejas elijan una de estas dos situaciones, improvisen un diálogo usando palabras de la lista. Okay, so choose one of these two situations, improvise a dialogue using words from the list. So this should be spontaneous, and I really want you guys to try to have more spontaneous conversations in the partner chats. So that way it doesn't seem so rehearsed. Because I know a lot of you guys are working hard to prepare for the partner dialogues, but a lot of times it sounds not like a normal conversation. So try to do a little bit less preparing and have a more spontaneous conversation. And I know that this might sound a little bit scary, but it's definitely going to help you guys in your speech, like in the way that you speak Spanish, getting practice. It's okay to make mistakes. Don't think that because you say one verb wrong or because you use the wrong gender for a certain noun that you're going to get like 100 points taken off. That's not what this is about. I really, really want you guys to try to challenge yourselves to have more spontaneous conversations. And this is how you guys are going to get better in speaking. Okay, so those are our activities for the week. This is what we have coming up. So guys, let me know if you have any questions. Please send me an email. Like I said, I will be doing grades this week.